I don't know.
Wasting your time.
I don't know about the one clap tech. Anyway, hello and welcome everyone to episode 31 of IDEP, potentially last episode for a while. I'm Youssef. I'm joined by...
I'm Jonno, and I'm leaving the country in exactly 7 days. In exactly 7 days, almost to the minute, I'll be on a plane going to Tokyo.
Oh, but seriously, don't go.
But I'm going.
What?
I'm coming back, but I'm going.
You're gonna go, come back, and then go.
Yeah, that's the plan.
That's the plan.
It's a pretty dumb plan, all things considered. But
it's not as place Japan. For some reason, people just keep going back to it. Like more every they just want any reason to go to Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you gonna be there in January?
Maybe if I have money. Like everything post OHN, I'm not hard committing to.
Right.
The second I have a job, it'll be like, all right, yeah, like book your flights, do whatever you want. But at this point, people are calling me. They're like, "Are you gonna be there on this date?" I'm like, I have a figure in my bank account, and if that number becomes this number, then no, I know I'm gonna be in Japan.
Makes sense. All right. Well, we got a few things to go get through tonight, and then we're gonna do a history of Jarop.
Yeah, so we got a bit of news, and then we're going to just talk about me for a bit, which is a story in itself.
It's kind of like last week's episode.
Yeah.
Okay, so shall we run through some news?
Yeah, let's get started on some news, making sure I have the right tab open. Yeah. There we go, we do.
All right.
So starting off with Street Fighter V, of course. Abigail is out. I'm guessing you haven't spent much time with Abigail.
I downloaded him, but I've yet to play him. I've just been playing Tekken. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's fair enough.
Yeah.
What's interesting about this character is that, like, with every other DLC character for Street Fighter V up to this point, it's like, man, what a mid-tier, watered-down piece of shit. And then Abigail's like, yo, this character's broken. Yo, this character sucks. Yo, look at how jacked this hitbox is. Yo, look at this tech we've been finding. So it's like...
He seems good.
I mean... People seem really positive on him, and there's a lot of fan servicey stuff. So I've embedded the Day 1 tech roundup. I don't think it has anything in there, but I was seeing stuff like the colors 11 through 15 are like Final Fight references. Mm-hmm. So there are little attentions to detail that you wouldn't have expected coming out of the Evo shit show launch trailer.
Did you see his backdash?
Yeah, the backdash. We talked about the backdash.
The backdash
it was pretty good.
Backdash pretty sick. It's funny because we had the YSB last week, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we were talking about Abigail, and that was just like they just showcased some stuff and how he plays and whatever. And I was having dinner with the Tekken guys, and they were like having a jab. Oh, Abigail, blah blah blah. He's so lame, blah blah. And I'm like, I actually think Abigail's cool. And then it's like, CD scratch. Everybody just looked at me like I said the most ludicrous thing ever. I'm like, I actually think he's cool. Like. The trailer was obviously not the greatest, especially considering like how hectic all other announcements were before they showed us Abigail. But then if you look how he plays and look how he interacts and just kind of his moveset and the way that the fact that he actually plays not the way you would expect him to play, I actually think it's cool.
It's different.
And I love to hate on Street Fighter. Like, I love to hate on any Street Fighter. But, yeah, like, he's actually cool.
I like different, but what I'm worried about with this character is that I don't like giant characters. I feel like you can't... The moment you commit to, like, this is how we're going to make this character different, there's just going to be all sorts of jank. Like, the most obvious example for me, there are two. So, Ken's heavy Tatsu, I think in V-Trigger, he does, like, his Tatsu his way in. The normal Tatsu can hit 3 times. It can hit twice, once at the front, once at the back. Can do all sorts of stupid shit. Chun-Li, she does her instant air legs with... Well, she did it with medium in Season 1, light in Season 2. You can do it with heavy, which has a different sort of jump arc. It hits him the whole way up, the whole way down, and you get the same combo out of it.
Oh, damn.
So it's like... He seems strong, but then there's also stuff like that. And I think that's good. I think that's a really good spot.
A balance.
And it's jank. And SF5 like needs that kind of jank, I think.
SF5 I feel is like it's jank the game.
Yeah, but it's boring jank. Like I want Yuri and I want shit like this.
That's your game.
It's boring. Like I don't like
boring.
I want everybody brought up to where Urian is. Like I know Urian's stupid. Like bring everybody up to Urian and then buff defensive options.
Did you see the Japanese theorist that they put out a couple of days ago?
Oh yeah, vaguely. I've got it written. Like if someone posted in the chat, we'll have a quick squeeze.
I know who's ST and AT. And
was it ST? I thought it was only A.
Oh, sorry, it's A B C D.
Yeah, okay.
So in A you got your usual hitters like Ibuki, Balrog, Nikali. You got Akuma. You got Rashid. You got Kami.
Ibuki, Boxer,
And
Rashid,
there's one
Kami, Karen, Nakali, Akuma.
Karen. Yeah.
They're the A tiers.
So
We might
that-
as well read the whole thing off.
So that seems about right.
I mean, look, the Japanese tier lists are known for like projecting, so it's no surprise that like the tier list after Evo, what a surprise. Akuma is the last name on that list. But then you look at that list as well, like B tier, you got Geef, Guile, Dictator Yuri, and Mika Birdie.
Birdie is, yeah.
I mean, like, I kind of understand that. Like, Mika, like, maybe, I don't know.
No, you said about 12, 13 names and still no Laura.
Yeah, because, well, I mean, does Japan have any Lauras? No.
Yeah.
Who beat all the Japanese players? The Boxers. Like, it's just, the Japanese are not, the tier list is subjective.
They don't
just like every other
they
tier
don't
list.
like the guessing stuff.
And then this in C tier you have Fang, Ken, Laura, Ryu, Nash, Claw, Chun, Sim, which, yeah, sure, whatever, okay. And then D tier, Colleen, Ed, Jury, Alex. Punko said Colleen is top 5, but how many good Colleens does Japan have?
True.
Like Major Spaz played him for a bit, but then Major Spaz, Major Boy, goes between like all the new characters. So don't like take. I know they're Japanese, but you can still take their tier list with a grain of salt. Like I know that like that's like heresy to say, but you can.
They barely won Evo. What did they know?
They barely won Evo. But I don't know. Abigail's cool. When I get to Japan, we're gonna stream a bunch because I actually kind of like the look of that character.
I might actually try him tonight after we finish this. We'll see, but yeah, Abigail's cool.
Moving on into Tekken news.
Tekken news. Eliza will be available July 28, which is tomorrow, maybe. I'm not sure. I don't know.
Tomorrow if it's live today. I mean, maybe it's tomorrow US. Excuse me, US time. So Saturday.
So Saturday, yeah. If you want to purchase her, and as well with the taiko drum, will be added to the customization. For those who don't know what the taiko drum is, it's a little drum that you equip. And then whenever you do hits, it sounds like someone's bashing on the taiko drum. It's really, really annoying and tilting for the opponent. So, great custom.
Yeah, that's what you want.
Yeah.
No word on price, I don't think, right?
I don't think so. No word.
Well,
on price.
just buy her. She seems.
If you're a season pass holder, I'm pretty sure she will be available.
Well, if you're a season pass holder, you would have got a. Oh no, sorry, that was a pre-order bonus.
Oh, sorry,
excuse me. Yes.
Bonus, yeah.
So maybe you'd probably get it with the season pass. I don't know. I don't know anybody that didn't pre-order that game. Or get the day one edition. I don't know. But then we're also in these circles, so who knows?
New character panel art as well coming for Tekken next month.
Which one's the panel art? Where's the panel?
So the panel art is when you go, alright, fight, and then there's that load screen, and then your character standing there. That's the panel art. There's new ones coming out.
Okay, so the top bit, I'm from this arcade, like.
No, not the bottom bit. The actual characters.
Yeah, that's cool.
Panel. So yeah,
that's cool because I think like one of the big complaints about Tekken 7 was the customization felt gutted compared to previous versions.
Oh, the customization is still shit, but the character panels are sick.
Okay.
They're just adding more.
That's good.
Even sicker, cooler.
That's good, and they can push all their like sponsored agenda in there, and no one will complain.
No, it's cool.
That's smart.
I'm happy with that.
Dragon Ball FighterZ, the beta signups have been delayed nearly a month. I saw absolutely no one upset about this, and their reasoning was cited due to volume of excitement and enthusiasm. So, get this, a game publisher has a product.
Yep.
They're not happy with it with their initial day. Rather than releasing something subpar, they're going to delay it in order to make a decent experience for everybody involved. I still feel I'm still not confident that beta is. I mean, it's a beta. Like shit is meant to happen in the betas, right?
It's coming.
Yeah,
it's happening, and it's been delayed. Actually, the weekend of OHN.
Okay.
So September 16, 17, 18, which is when the beta will be available. So it's Saturday, Sunday, Monday, America, which I'm guessing will be. Oh wait, is this part for Japan?
Let's have a look.
So if the dates are Japan, that means the beta will be available Saturday, Sunday, and Monday of OHN.
Yeah, it says September 16th through 18th.
So
the sign-ups are happening August 22nd. I don't know, just we'll just keep an ear out. And
you know what would be cool?
What?
Maybe if we can get Dragon Ball at OHN.
That'd be cool.
That would be sick.
I mean, we have a lot of games at OHN, but maybe we can find room for one more.
Maybe we can do that, and then people, they don't have to maybe I get a beta, maybe I don't.
Maybe you could leave the house and still experience it, but who knows?
That'll be cool.
Who knows? Who can say at this stage, really? Some guy went to Evolution and wrote an ANA.
Oh yeah, I read this. Just again, everybody's interested about Dragon Ball Fighters. They want to know how it plays. They want to know ins and outs about it. The guy who won the Evolution DBF tournament wrote a summary about his thoughts on the game, how he thinks the game is going to be played out, what you need to look out for, his impressions on the characters, how they play, if they're good or bad. It's pretty interesting. If you haven't read it, definitely give it a check out if you're interested in the game. It's actually pretty concise but informative. So I like stuff like that.
I'll put it in the show notes. It'll be fun. Ooh, more Injustice news.
Oh, and Injustice news. Starfire got announced, and she looks thick.
But how does she play?
Oh, she's most definitely a zoner with great air mobility. So Arnold will definitely be happy.
That's good.
So and she's coming out August. So she's next month. There's a patch coming out as well next week. They released the info for it yesterday, and I might say the patch notes actually looked pretty incredible. Nothing over the top in terms of nerfing nor buffing.
Some characters didn't get touched, right?
A few characters did not get touched.
That's good.
Which,
I like that.
It's good and it's bad. Like, for example, characters like Joker didn't get touched, and they're pretty shit. So, whereas other characters that are in a really good spot, like say Darkseid or Harley Quinn, they also didn't get touched, but they're in a good spot. They don't have anything oppressive, but they have tools to fight and compete and even win tournaments.
Well, Joker's always been pretty technical though, right?
Yeah, but he's also shit.
Okay, maybe I don't know. Maybe they believe.
He's a really good character if he can touch you, but it's like he's so hard to get a touch with. He's got shit neutral, shit fireball. He's got a good jump in, like it's pretty quick and like good mobility, but he also has terrible frame traps. I feel bad for Joker players, and by Joker players I mean Aaron.
Don't feel bad for Aaron. No, you like this point. We're past the point of feeling bad for Aaron.
It's like now I'm up to the point where I don't care, but then I'm still human. So every now and then, my weak side comes out. Like, no, I feel for Aaron, but then no, he's an idiot, and he should suffer. These are the consequences. Anyway,
so Starfire's coming out in August. Yes. Does that mean is the balance patch coming with?
No, balance patch will be actually before Starfire.
Okay,
and that will be sometime next week, and Starfire will be next month. And then Ed Boon said the new characters will also be revealed sometime soon, which I'm not sure if it's Combat Pack 2 only or 2 and 3. And then he said one of the characters that they are gonna reveal it's going to be the most unexpected character, and it's going to leave everybody with the biggest wow look.
It's Akuma. It's Akuma. Akuma's coming in. Okay, no Injustice.
Akuma or Geese.
That would be great.
That would be great. So, yes.
That's cool. We'll keep an eye out on that. Speaking of video games, Spider-Man, Hager, Frank West, and Nemesis are all confirmed for Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite.
And Gamora.
Yes.
So...
Now, there was some event happening.
Yep.
Was it... I don't know what event it was. San Diego Comic-Con. Nope, that's happening in the future. But whatever it was, a whole bunch of West Coast players.
I think that happened last weekend.
Okay, that sounds right.
Yeah.
Whatever the event was, a whole bunch of West Coast players got their hands on the game. And they were like, yeah, sick, fun, creative. But then also, like, a lot of characters had a bunch of recycled move lists. But it seems like everybody is more positive on the game. But then you get shit like Justin Wong and Yipes being like, see, they fixed Chun-Li's face. And then it's literally terrible. IGN articles are coming out. Now, I need to get fact-checked on this. Someone in the chat's got to fact-check me. But I'm pretty sure the article was like, Chun-Li's face is basically the same.
It's still bad. Like, the graphics are still bad. And I'm still worried because I can't help myself but draw comparisons to MVCI and COF 14. And how bad that impacted COF 14. And I don't want a game like MVCI. Known for, not the like excellent graphics, but the way they present it. Like MVC3 was very... comic book, the way they drew the characters, and MVC2 was very cartoonish. So now I'm worried. It's like MVCI is just like, it's like there's no vision, there's no direction, and it looks very subpar. The game is actually looking pretty high. Yeah. Like I I always try to be as as non-biased as possible. The game is actually looking pretty hype, and it's pretty interesting. All characters have at least one new move, from what I've read, and I don't know. I like the tag system. everybody keeps raving about it. I like the way it works.
It looks really, from a spectator standpoint, it's very difficult to get. I don't know. I found it really difficult to get my head around.
I think it seems pretty difficult, but like any other game, in due time, I'm pretty sure everybody's gonna come up with some sick shit.
That's fine, but the thing I'm worried about with that, like, I mean, sure, the game looks whatever. We've seen KOF have that problem, whatever. At this point, Capcom's gonna do whatever they want to do, but as a spectator, I could not appreciate Marvel 2 until I'd played a Marvel game. Marvel 2 is impenetrable to a spectator.
Yeah, Marvel 2 is legit prayer, and you're someone that suffer from epilepsy, because I still can't follow what's happening.
And I saw shades of that looking at this MVCI footage, and like, sure, I watched it a couple of times. I'm like, okay, so he tagged that there, and then, but like, how many fighting games have we played? And I'm sitting there like, okay, and yep, sure, but then if they want to push this as part of the Pro Tour or whatever, that's gonna be interesting, I guess.
We'll see. I mean,
maybe the characters like Jeddah will be that will save them. Like, well, I don't know what's going on, but thank God Jeddah's there.
I'm so happy Jeddah is back, because he's a character I grew up with, and unlike these X-Men that no one knows about.
Look, I'm obviously like, I hope the game does well, but I'm still cautiously optimistic.
Yeah, everyone I feel is in the same boat at the moment.
So that's all the news we chose to pull. There was a bunch of other stuff that happened, but we decided not to look at it.
Yeah, trying to focus on the important stuff.
Such as YSB 54 results. So we'll just bash through this real quick.
Sure.
Street Fighter 5 tied for 7th place. Young Titan and BK.
What?
Yeah, that was some big lols. Big lols in Little China. Poor BK.
Who beat him?
I beat him in winners and DD beat him in losers.
What?
That was pretty funny. In 5th place, you had myself and Like Ross. In 4th place, you had Dilo. 3rd place, Rumours of Ghosts. 2nd place, KG. And 1st place, coming all the way from Melbourne, the fire that we needed to light Sydney's asses, Dark-Sided Somniac.
Nice.
Coming back from losers, beating KG.
I'm so glad I'm legit so glad he
Yes, I like
100%.
Even when KG lost, I'm pretty sure KG was like good, because everything about that top 8 was triggering. Like, I played BK to make top 8, and BK didn't pick Dhalsim because he's like, nah, I'm rusty. I'm like, wait, thank you.
You mean he didn't pick Yuri?
No, he didn't pick, because Dhalsim is a counter pick to Chun-Li. And,
okay.
And he knows I have no answer to that, but he's like, I'm rusty. So he picked Yuri and I beat him. He then picked Cammy, and that didn't really work out for him. And then Didi demolished him in losers.
Was Didi playing Ken or Karen?
I think he was alternating. I don't know who he beat BK off stream, so I didn't see it. But noticeably absent from this top 8 was Space Ghost and Bug, who lost to Alex K. But Titan, another Woolard, managed to
is he the third Woolard?
Yeah, he's the third Woolard.
He plays Nash. Is he still
playing
playing Nash?
He went from Laura to Nash, and I was really disappointed because he still made top 8. But like, I feel like, because I ran into him, I'm like, oh shit, like, I'm gonna get Laura, and then he picked Nash. I'm like, yes, easy. But like, that top 3 is pretty representative of where the game's at, and there was plenty of V triggering going around. So
V trigger.
I can't wait to see what happens at OHN.
Oh, fair enough.
So Tekken 7, or you?
Tekken 7, making his first top 8 appearance is Xbox Overlord Nezla-Khan.
Okay.
In also 7th place.
It's not Lazy Crow Cop at all.
Yeah, no, it's just Crow Cop. Actually, Crow Cop was overseas for like the last 2 weeks at work, and he just came back like a day or two before YSP. I mean, still managed to make top 8. So good shit. In equal fifth, Lazy Dave and Cruise Control. In 4th, Box. In 3rd, Looper. He came 2nd last YSB, so 3rd this time. 2nd is Jam Handsome Boy 123, who was YSB's winner last time.
Mm-hmm.
Still another grand final appearance. And in 1st place was none other than Dion Gray, resetting the bracket and winning 6-0 in the grand final. It was pretty convincing, if I could say myself. Yeah, his jack is still cut above the rest. He's really strong. So pretty interesting leading into OHN. I mean, we still got one more YSB next month, and then OHN. So we'll see what happens.
And apologies about the stream delay. So I was literally, during top 8, I was off to the side talking to Hayden. He's like, man, how do you, like, you played all these games and the streams run off without a hitch. How do you do it? I'm like, oh, I train all the scenes, blah, blah, blah. Everybody's so good at blah, blah. And then I see you're like, come over here somewhere. I'm like, oh, of course. And then somebody had kicked out the powered USB hub, which caused problems. So we lost a bit of footage, but Like YSB streams are what they are, and I don't know, maybe Dave will do a better job with wiring when I'm gone. But apologies a second about that. But
good.
We've had a pretty good run over the last few months.
Yeah.
Virtua Fighter 5 Final Showdown, tied for 7th was myself and Toto. 5th place Dylan and Pixie. 4th place Made Man. 3rd place Eddie Kage. 2nd place Chihun, and 1st place Chill. There was a viral round going around from this game.
I saw it.
It's pretty great. If you haven't seen it, and Luke.
And Luke, yeah.
So Jihun bodied Luke the entire round, and then he went for a ground throw, and it didn't matter what the follow up was, whether or not he broke it. He was going to roll over and get ringed out, and he did. Yeah, and it was great.
And that was sweet. I saw it was some random guy posted it. It was on my Twitter by some random guy, and I'm like, who the hell is that? And why does he have Jihun Made Man on his Twitter? So I clicked that and I saw it. I'm like, that's hilarious.
People are hungry for Virtua Fighter footage, man. Like
we still get heaps.
It's like far away our most, because people go to VFDC every day. They're like, footage, where's footage? Australia doesn't matter. I don't care how crap these guys are. I'm gonna watch.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Injustice 2 results. In 7th place we got Friender, and all the way from Canberra, Ghost Police. Thank you, Andy. Every month he comes from Canberra and brings a full setup. Absolute gentleman. In 5th place, we got the second best scarecrow in Australia, Spruce Moose. And in another 5th place, we got the best scarecrow in Australia, Shade 667. In 4th place, we got Thought Slayer. In third place, we got Oz Hadu Gilbags. In 2nd place, we enter sponsored territory, because this is grand final sponsored territory. We got Dark-Sided Wasminator, and in 1st place, and still the undefeated Injustice champion of Australia, yet to lose a tournament offline or online, Just a Minute Gaming, Jam Castile.
Man, I hope that's gone to his head and he's running his mouth, because that'd make some good story
He is
lines.
running his mouth, and he wants people to put him in his place, but the entire scene is too chicken to do anything about it. Literally, he's called out everyone to a money match at OHN, and no one has stepped up.
Yeah, you're the best. No, you got the results.
Like, no one wants to challenge Castile, which is a bit shitty, because it's like, come on, guys, like, just do something about it. Are you really gonna let him get away with everything? Like, he can just do whatever he wants, and no one wants to step up. I think the other sponsored player should step up, personally.
Just give him the trophy. If no one wants to challenge him, just take the trophy. If I was Castile, I'd be like, thank you. Like, I'll take this to the bank.
And I think Dark-Sided should do something about it. I mean, he's sponsored.
I mean, he tried his damnedest. He got close.
He reset him in the last Injustice tournament, but couldn't seal the deal. And in this tournament, he was up 2-0, but then, Castile brought it back 3-2. So he's been getting closer and closer. I feel, if anyone's going to do it, it's going to definitely be young Taz. So, I don't know, we'll see. 2 more months before OHN.
Yeah. I'm going to say stuff about anime. I see Fire Rider in the chat. He can chime in with some things about anime, because I played Unius, so there was a big 2-team exhibition tournament for the new Under Night. Man, I've never seen so many people in Sydney just so excited to have like one of our babies come back. Game is super sick. I don't know if you've seen the stuff going around about the training mode, but they have stuff like if you hit reset and you're holding a different direction, you'll get like
reset in different positions. Yeah, it's really cool.
It's got really stuff nifty. Like if you drop combos, like it's got just this ridiculous system when it comes to doing trials. Like it holds your hand in the best possible way. Like I love that these anime games are just taking the resources and continuously one-upping each other. And it's all sort of coming up because I guess nobody with decent Japanese cares enough to play the game at this point. But in the team tournament, Prod sort of came out of nowhere, who's from Wollongong, and just like bodied everybody. Whenever we have a 2-team tournament in Sydney, right? This happened when we did Virtua Fighter 5 with Hugo, and now Prod's in Uniel. There's always like a guy who you don't expect to do well, just run a train on everybody and ruin the whole thing. I love that. So shout outs to Hugo and shout outs to Prods. Man, like that game is so good, and we'll talk about it. It's gonna be at OHN, and like it's such a low investment, maximum fun game, and everybody should play it.
Wang is in the house.
Sup, Wang? See, I'm glad. I saw that low number, and I'm like, man, no one wants to hear about my story. That's cool. And now all these people are just late to the party. But all right, we'll go through. So that was Uniel. I guess there's going to be a bracket next month. Not my problem anymore. But this month we had a tournament for Guilty Gear Xrd Revelator. Tied for 7th place, The Man, Prods, and Fiery or Fireada, who's in the chat. Tied for 5th place, UNSW Gaijin Weeb. I don't know who that is. I went in the UNSW, the New South Wales Anime Discord, and I told all these people off. I'm like, I don't want to talk to any of you until you start. You got to settle on a name. I'm not going to talk to strangers. My mum told me not to do that. But regardless, Gaijin Weeb and New Awakened Being, which is probably Julius, tied for 5th. In 4th place, Ichijin. 3rd place, Blackwind. Could be a new person. Who the hell knows? Anime players. And in 2nd place, we got Seraph. And 1st place, The Man, Audacity.
I think they've been consistent 1-2, 1-2 in Sydney.
Yeah, they've been big time. Now, 3rd place for Blaze Blue Central Fiction. I feel like the numbers for this game just fell off a cliff now that Uniel's back, but I'd have to check the brackets. In 3rd place, Alex K, who I went and spoke to after, because we played some Uniel. After I DQ'd myself out of Tekken because I was having too much fun with Uniel, I went up to Alex. I'm like, how do you think about Uniel? He just goes, I'm so sad I put 40 hours into BlazBlue on Steam now that this game's out. Damn. And that's sort of how Sydney feels. And look, BlazBlue's getting a patch. It could be good, but it's just like, that's how Sydney does. 2nd place, 39 Fiery, and 1st place, New Awakened Being.
No surprise.
So, anime will be alive and well in Sydney, but I feel like if these main games are going to stick around for a while, yeah. Who knows? Sticking around for anime, yeah, okay, so we got everything right.
It's all good.
Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. 3rd place, Ozhado Gangster. 2nd place, overcoming the excruciatingly difficult 6-4 matchup as a boxer player, Hugo. And in 1st place, the 2nd worst Fei Long in the universe, me. I got to grand finals.
I like how you smile to yourself.
You know what I said on my way out to dinner? Because I didn't play OSAG in grand finals. I lied. I played OSAG for one game in grand finals. I'm like, man, this is a lot of work playing this 5-5 matchup. So then I picked Fei Long and then just did Fei things and it worked out. And then I saw Lupa, I saw Shane on the way out and he's like, how'd ST go? I'm like, I won an 8-2 matchup in grand finals, except this time I wasn't the 8. It's not actually 8-2, I just thought it was funny.
Wait, so is a winning matchup in your favour?
Boxer Fei is definitely not in Fei's favour. But Fei is just like, win or lose, you do the same shit and hope it works out. Okay. And hey, it worked out. So that was fun. King of Fighters 14. I want to give a special shout out. It's not listed in the brackets, but just outside of top 3 was Dark-Sided Somniac from Melbourne.
Yes.
He was super happy to have people to play KOF with and get bodied by 3rd place Kyokugen, 2nd place Chen, and 1st place Alex K.
Damn.
There was some good discussion going around about this game in the Sydney Fighters group.
Yes, I actually read. Shout outs to Nemo for bringing up the topic. And some pretty insightful replies from a few players. Namely, Dennis and another guy whose name I forget at the moment. He's from Sydney. He also had some interesting things to say about the game. Very informative. Not being sarcastic or nothing. But yeah, it just good. And I kind of agree with everything that's been said in regards to how the game plays and where it stands at the moment in the bigger FGC pool of things. Yeah.
Anyway, that's cool that it's still live and kicking. It'll be at OHN. You should play it if you like it. Or all the other KOFs, which we'll talk about soon. But in the Smash Brothers news, in 3rd place we had Uncle, 2nd place Rolik, 1st place Tid. That was the smallest melee bracket I've ever seen at a YSB. I don't know what happened, but I guess they had 9 other tournaments this week, would probably be my guess.
Yeah.
Wii U, 3rd place Lumi, 2nd place Joe, 1st place MM, and Wii U doubles. We had 3rd place MM and Invisi, 2nd place Scorpion and Boundaries, 1st place N and Mansoor. So, it was a pretty cool, it was a fun last YSB for me. I don't know, you get all nostalgic, because you know how ST's run up the back, right? ST was run up the back at my very first OHN. At OHN 9, that. So it was like,
you come full circle.
Yeah, it's come full circle. It was like, man, I was doing poorly in tournaments up here. Now I'm doing poorly in tournaments, but also winning up here as well. So that was fun.
The more things change, the more they stay the same.
Yes,
right?
True.
Yeah, that's right.
And that was a shame because KG DQ'd himself out to go to dinner, but then we played casuals and it was like, this is. I'm looking forward to OHN. I can't wait for that bracket.
Can't wait for OHN.
It's going to be a good time. You should... Our early bird closes July 31st. Yes. Save yourself some money and then side bet on me to win the tournament by going to ohn.ozado.net.
Tell your friends as well, or if anyone's interested. Early bird Rego closes July 31st. So we do understand the prices for this year's OHN is a little bit above average, but goes without saying, if you have any idea how much a venue costs, especially in Sydney, you kind of understand. Yeah, I can kind of spare the $60 once a year for OHN. So, but yeah, save yourself paying more and register before July 31st. And please tell everyone,
Yeah, it's going to be a good time.
So,
and we have probably 2 announcements for OHN at the end of this, so stay tuned. We're just going to plow through some local news.
We're announcing stuff for OHN.
Yeah.
Wait, what are we announcing? I thought we were announcing tomorrow.
All right, fine.
Well, hold on.
No, I mean, I was gonna, but we.
Wait, hold on. I don't know what you're talking about because you got me excited now for nothing. I thought we were doing it tomorrow.
Just go to allsodo.net tomorrow. Maybe I shouldn't. Go to allsodo.net tomorrow. There's going to be an announcement, but you know where you can also
there's
go.
There's going to be a juicy announcement.
Yeah, you're gonna want to see this announcement. I wanted to say it now, but you're.
Oh, right. We can say it now.
Let's
say it at the end of the show.
I have no graphics for it, but we'll say it anyway. Ziggy, if you don't want us to say it,
yeah, tell us.
Tell us right now. That's probably a good way to do things.
Yes, Ziggy is the man that has final word.
God, I'm glad we do this show live now.
Yes.
But happening this weekend as well, Team Solid are returning with Tekken 7 at the Library, which is a casuals-focused Tekken 7 event at Brisbane Square Library. It's hosted by Carlos?
No, it's hosted by John from Team Solid.
That's right. That sounds right.
And Bill and Yiggs.
Yeah.
And there's I think also Ben Bull. He also helps. So it's pretty much OG Tekken players from Brisbane. They do this just to kind of introduce people to the game firstly and to the greater FGC as well. If anyone has interest, it's kind of like Tekken 101. Very basic stuff. People come out. People can play.
Okay, no, Ziggy, it's not Ziggy. Ziggy has not told us either way. But Tekken at the Library is cool. Whenever I go to the Team Solid page, I see like placeholder events. It's just Tekken event. So clearly Brisbane Tekken is pushing hard, and that's a really good thing.
It's the game the game. I don't know. I'm sorry. I try to be fair with everything I say, but when it comes to Tekken, I'm hella biased. It's the game.
And I mean, look, it's the game in Brisbane. Go check it out. Everywhere. Brisbane Tekken's good. I hear they're better than Sydney as of last OHN's results. So you should go train with them and come and beat us. And then do early bird registration to take that money to bet on Brisbane against Sydney and then lose that money or win that money.
Do you have no pride?
I just want people to go to events.
It's Benedict Arnold.
It's funny. Also in Brisbane news, Tuesday Casuals are returning to Guthrie.
That's right, Rick. That's right.
Every single week there's a dumb name for this event. So if you want
what? No, what is it?
It's like people fighting video game. It's memes. The guy puts a lot of effort into the photoshops. I've used the one from like a year ago. His name's like Pierre. He seems to run the thing. He seems like a cool dude.
It's quite French.
So shout outs to Pierre if that's your name, and go to Tuesday Casuals. It's BYOC. There's never any information about payments. So I don't know. Show up or message Pierre if that's his name.
Pierre. No way, nothing.
Oh, people getting triggered.
No, Ziggy, ROHN, I think IDEP has earned itself an exclusive live announcement by now.
Oh, good. We've got an exclusive announcement that we have.
Oh, it's a juicy announcement?
This one's for the true Jert fans. Only the true Jert fans get this exclusive announcement.
Are we thinking about the same thing?
I hope we are. Well, I'm going to say what I'm thinking about because I'm the one who brought this up. Now, this next event I think I posted weeks and weeks ago, but I'm going to say it again anyway. Over 9K are having a tournament, not this Friday, but not this Saturday, but next Saturday. It is, of course, run by Chris Ho, previously of Shadaloo.
Yes.
And it's going to have Street Fighter 5, Tekken 7.
Chris Ho's coming to OHN.
That's awesome.
Fucking love Chris.
So if you like Chris Ho, you should come to OHN.
No one likes Chris Ho. Everybody loves Chris Ho.
I like Chris Ho.
Yes.
He's running a tournament with Street Fighter 5, Tekken 7, Rev 2, and a special Gundam versus tournament. Check allsodo.net or check the thread. That's big news. So announcement number 1, which has already been announced, but the DIY lineup for OHN 15 has been announced, and I'd like to talk a little bit about it. And the second I have time to put words to a keyboard, I will explain this further. But everyone in the chat can help me spread the word in the meantime regarding DIY at OHN. So first and foremost, this is a butt ton of games in the DIY lineup, and I'll run through them real quick. On the Smash side of things, we have Rivals of Aether, we have Project Melee Doubles, we have Super Smash Bros. Brawl. On the FGC side of things, we have Skullgirls Second Encore, Ultra Street Fighter 4, for the final time, Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, I should say that, who knows. Alpha 2, Street Fighter Alpha 2, Dead or Alive 5 last round, Under Night Inbirth EXE latest, Persona 4 Arena Ultimax, Gundam vs. Mortal Kombat XL, King of Fighters 98 Unlimited Match, King of Fighters 2002 Unlimited Match. Now you're probably thinking, Jonno, where are we going to put all those video games? And that's a good point. Now, the big difference between DIY games and a lot of the main games, and we're going to differentiate this as we sort of get closer. We're still hashing out the nitty-gritty of the setups. Not all of these games are going to be available at all points throughout the weekend. And I'm pretty sure most people would know that. Like, obviously, for the Smash side of things, like PM and Brawl, they're all on Wii's. You know, like, it's up to the discretion of the community, but you can swap that stuff out. But, for example, Street Fighter Alpha 2 is run on Super Guns. Whenever that tournament gets run, it's going to be a pop-up thing. We're going to run it, and then we'll switch it back. Or like DOA. DOA will get run after Virtual Fighter. It'll run its course. Thank you very much. And then that'll be it. So I will help differentiate that in due time. But the important thing to drill home is that these are all community run. So also, though, we are providing the space. We are coordinating the handing off of the gear. But otherwise, it is like hands off. We're going to help what we can, but we've got our own shit to run. That's why we have 2 other lists of games. And not all of these games will be played at all points throughout the weekend. We're still hashing it out, but all of these games will be making an appearance. And if you see the wording, this is the tournament lineup. So they will all be guaranteed getting tournaments. So stay tuned for more on that. But, you know, like, this is a good spot. I'm confident in everybody who sort of put their name up to run things, and we're hopefully going to deliver. Like, because this is the old school style of DIY. Like, man, I'm salty. I just got knocked out of a bracket. What can I enter right this very second? Cough 98, yeah, here's $5, let's go. Which was missing from last year's OHN. This is meant to fill that hole and basically nothing else because space.
A lot of people made a lot of noise this year for different games. They were like, really want our game there, you know, and in any capacity, we're willing to come out, willing to support. So that's why we really took this on board, and Jonno really pushed for a larger DIY lineup because he felt he can really trust the people that are running it, and at the same time he's like, we need to give back, and like we need to listen to everyone that's making noise, and as opposed to like, you know, previous years where it's just like they just pop up out of nowhere, make their noise at OHN and then fade back to obscurity. Whereas this year, like, there has been sustainable growth, or at least some level of consistency, and it's like it's only right we reward that. So that's why the list this year is longer and bigger, because we felt like we need. It's our duty to show love to everyone.
Yes. And shout outs to all the TOs. So basically every game on this list is sharing with another community. So shout outs to the Trophy and Metal Game TOs who graciously volunteered some of their space for to make this happen. So sure, I'm coordinating it, but this would not happen if so many other communities were willing to help other communities that are not their own in order to facilitate this. And Ziggy does raise a good point. It is you need a competitor's pass. You still need to fork up. So get your early bird pass and save your money, and then you won't have a problem.
Even if you're just entering the one DIY game, you still need to pay venue fee just like everyone else. I mean, you are in the venue just like everyone else, playing just like everyone else. So although you may potentially only be entering the DIY games, or maybe just even the one DIY game, same rules apply to you just like everyone else.
Yeah. And any questions, just come at us.
Yeah, just hit us.
I'm running DIY stuff, so if it's pertaining to DIY, just hit me up at Gamera. We'll figure you out. So, speaking of this symbol, does that give you a clue about what we're going to announce right now?
Is that we're doing it now?
I'm hoping that's what we're...
I kind of like made a joke about it before. I'm like, hey, wouldn't it be cool?
Yeah, no. I'm with you. So, Dragon Ball Fighters is going to be at OHN.
You get right!
So we have no graphics, so here's some fingers.
Here's some fingers
pointing. Some finger guns instead.
You can spread the good word. We will have Dragon Ball Fighters at OHN live for you to play. Before we go any further, I mean, you guys might maybe have heard me mention the name Steve from Bandai Namco before. He's, you know, the guy that helps me organize all tech and stuff through BAMCO. I just want to give him another massive shout out because he helped me also get Dragon Ball Fighters for OHN. So if you guys ever see Steve at OHN, which you will, he won't be there Sunday because he's flying to Sweden, but he's there Friday, Saturday. Fucking just shake his hand and tell him thank you, because that guy always goes above and beyond to help us, you know, the FGC. So shout outs to Steve from Bandai Namco. And we will have a minimum of 2 setups.
Don't roll the dice with the online beta. put your money down, come to OHN, and guaranteed have a good time
Yes.
with the Dragon Ball mates and all your other mates.
So minimum of 2 setups. We might have more. Again, it all goes back to space, but definitely 2's latest, whatever builds that we can get our hands on, latest build available at OHN. Dragon Ball Fighters at OHN. Spread the good word.
Yes, this is exciting.
Yes.
So shout outs to Bamco and Steve. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So there you go.
that's
While
that.
you're registering for OHN though,
Huh?
let's talk about me.
Oh yeah.
I
Let
want
me
to talk about me.
let me get some more agua.
I don't know. Do you know what version is the PS4?
I'm sorry.
The Dragon Ball Fighters.
Yeah, it'll be. I asked him for PS4.
Okay.
So we're gonna have PS4 builds.
So I think unconfirmed, but we're pushing
Yeah,
for PS4. Like there will be a presser on the site. I think Charmaine is working on a graphic right now, and I'll push it live overnight. But
I'm
there
like
you go.
99% sure it'll be PS4. I mean, he usually by he I mean Steve usually deals with PS4s. I mean, whenever we had tech and stuff, it was PS4. So and plus because they have at the office they have PS4 sticks. So if they're gonna do anything with that, it's gonna be on PS4. So not 100% confirmed, but I can comfortably say it will most probably be on PS4. So that's also a plus.
Okay.
So yeah, Dragon Ball Fighters. OHN.
Hooray!
All right.
I can't wait.
I can't wait as well. I need to still finish the fucking anime. So yeah,
I'm gonna binge watch it in Japan while doing OHN stuff.
I'm just over halfway done with original Dragon Ball. They're up to the second time they entered tournament. They just got there.
Isn't there like there's some sort of anime kid in the chat? They're gonna help me with this. I'm sure there is some list like all these massive animes they have where it's like, okay, watch these episodes and cut the fat.
Oh really? I can't. I asked people should I watch because I'm watching the original now, and then after I finish the original, I'm gonna start watching Z.
Yeah.
And then I asked a few people, I'm like, hey man, I know there's Kai, and it's kind of essentially Z condensed. Should I watch that? And the two people I asked, because I know they're massive Dragon Ball fanatics, and they both gave me the exact same answer. I asked Solid Steph from Melbourne, and I asked K-Brad, and they both gave me. Oh, K-Brad's a massive Dragon Ball fan.
The definitive info sources.
They both gave me the exact same answer, word for word. Like it almost blew my mind. They said, "Do not watch Kai, watch Z, because although the story is longer, it's more in depth, but they go, the music is infinitely better, and plus it's the way you're meant to be watching it anyway."
Okay.
So
well, that's good enough for me.
Yes.
If it's good enough for K-Brad, it's good enough
and
for me.
Solid Steph.
And Solid Steph.
Shout outs to Steph.
Yeah, shout outs to Steph.
Yeah.
I like Steph.
So yes, and so that's that. Anyway, I think we told people that this will be kind of like a history episode about
We're
yourself.
going to talk about me,
Are we going to talk about you?
Let's talk about me.
All right. First question I want to ask you. I think you might have said it before. Why Jarop?
So, when I was a kid, my cousin showed me Neopets, and I had a thing, and it was called Shrekky83, and then Shrekky83 kept getting hungry all the time, because apparently you got to feed your Neopets. So I'm like, I'm going to make another one. What's not taken? Jarop, that's their syllables. All right, let's go with that.
That's the worst.
What were you expecting?
I don't know.
What were you possibly expecting?
I always
to
like
come out
asking
of
people
my
where
mouth?
they come up with their name, because I just like to see, their train of thought to correlate. This is the name I want to represent me in this environment, and then this is the name you chose.
And then if you want to know why it's Gamra for everything else, because Jarop is 5 characters and some websites ask 6.
Yeah.
So when you're in high school, I was talking to these girls on MSN Messenger.
Oh shit!
And they did this thing where they'd like add an H to the end of their name, and I'm like, I'm cool like girls, I'm gonna do that, and so I did. And then that's my second handle, and now it confuses everybody.
The things you do for girls' attention, like adding a H at the end of your name.
It was not. I'm pretty sure it was for an MMO. I'm pretty sure it was for like a. I was talking to a
RuneScape.
girl. No, it wasn't RuneScape. My friends played RuneScape. I played Guild Wars 1, but that wasn't it. Whatever it was, that's how I got my 2 stupid handles. I want to use Jarop for everything, but it's 5. But if you call me Gamera, that's fine too.
Gamera is also your surname, so...
It is, with the added letter, because my surname is also 5 letters.
Do you know what your surname means?
No.
You're the worst lever.
I know my cousin's name is Kiara, and that means cucumber.
Chiora.
Yeah.
You know what Gamera is? It's meant to be Jamra, and it's a coal. It's a hot coal.
That's me.
That's you. You're
a hot coal.
You're a hot coal.
Don't piss me off.
So, all right. So, how did you get into FGC? Because you're not OG, but you're not, an 016 9.
Well, I'm 24 years old and I've been playing for 9 years, so I guess that counts for something.
15?
Yeah.
Damn.
I mean, my first offline meet was 2011, but the way I got into fighting games was like when I was back in high school, I was the gamer dude, man. Like I knew everything about games.
The nerd.
And one of my friends who, he played games the way she gave me a main pack and he's like, oh, there's that Street Fighter 3 on it. I'm like, man, I know about video games. There's no such thing as Street Fighter 3. He's like, you're an idiot. And so he showed me this main pack and it had Third Strike on it. And I was blown away. Like I knew about Street Fighter 2. I'm like, yeah, fighting games, whatever. Like I played Smash because I was a Nintendo kid and I blew up all my friends. That was fine. But he showed me Third Strike. And for about 3 months, I would just go through story mode with a keyboard SA3 Akuma, the Tatsu Super. And he was like, that super sucks, right? I'm like, whatever, I just play what I want. He's like, no, there's a competitive scene for this game. I'm like, what are you talking about, competitive scene? Because I was playing Guild Wars at the time.
Was your friend part of the FGC?
No, he wasn't.
Oh, how do you know about it?
I think his brother had tried, he has older brothers and they'd gone to Japan, so they'd maybe been to arcades or whatever. So he told me about the competitive scene, and that's when I found the YouTube channel The Shend, which was he's like a prolific Third Strike uploader. Mm-hmm. And from 2008 to the end of 2010, when I was finishing high school, every night I would do nothing but watch Third Strike videos. Like, just every day before I went to bed when I was meant to be studying, like Pinobi, YSB, like Yoshi Hikaru, like all these guys, I probably watched thousands of videos on
when you say YSB, you mean YSB, the Hugo player.
Yeah, the Hugo player who still plays.
YSB, the...
I'm going to go meet that guy. I'm going to go to Versus and meet that guy. I'm going to tell him about our YSB, and he's going to get real uncomfortable real quick.
Do you know why he's called YSB?
No.
It's meant to be wasabi.
That's... Okay.
Yeah, I know. Sorry, I can't take
That's so disappointing.
Yeah, I know. It's just meant to be wasabi, but that's his English version of calling it wasabi, YSB.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, so me and that guy, we played...
Third Strike trivia.
Third Strike's great.
Yeah, great.
I like Third Strike.
Fun as hell.
Me and that guy, GGPO was still popping then, so we would play Super Turbo and Third Strike a lot. At some point in 2009, we got a PS3, so I bought my Crap 3, which was my stick right up until it died 2 months ago. Rest in peace. So I spent the end of high school sort of learning how to use stick. I couldn't travel because I was studying or whatever. But Third Strike was my gateway drug, and I sort of had an appreciation for Super Turbo because, I don't know, Evo was '08 I think was the first stream for Evo. '08 or '09, I was watching it on Ustream, and that was cool. I hated Street Fighter 4. I've come around on that because
because you played Street Fighter 5.
Not just that, but you sort of realize. I mean, we'll talk about it when everyone's playing Street Fighter 4. But you sort of realize that at a point, different doesn't have to be bad. And because I came from a game where Third Strike
Third Strike was very different from it's a traditional Street Fighter game.
And I like Super Turbo. I always liked Oystergart, and in my head, I'm like, not everybody is playing this character. Surely there's got to be something more to it. That ended up not being the case, but that's what drew me to him. But yeah, I don't know. I didn't like Street Fighter 4, so when I came into the scene, it was the second arcade edition tournament at Good Games. So it was late 2011. Mm-hmm. I'd been to Good Games a couple times before then, and the two people I met were Azuzu, Will, who they just watched me I was some little shit kid trying to do FADC ultras, and I was doing it too fast and I'd miss the ultra, and he'd be like, no, slow it down, it's fine. And then Space Ghost, they were the guys who sort of helped shepherd me, and Xavier is still shepherding people into this day. He's one of the most welcoming dudes in the entire community, and I owe those guys a lot, because when I came to my first tournament at Good Games, so we talked a little bit about it last week with your episode, but it was it was wall to wall packed, but everybody kind of very much kept to themselves. So I knew about the courtesy of you put your coin down, you get your turn, whatever. I played casuals. I think I got bodied by everybody. And it wasn't until I played my first tournament match that people started to recognize me. I'll never forget this. It was George Hu playing Rufus against my shitty arcade edition Cammy, and I almost beat him.
Nice.
It was last game, last round, and I had a significant life lead. He did an ultra, and I'm going to mash DP on Wake Up, FADC forward, and I'm going to go for a mix-up. But because I was so nervous, I started mashing about 7 seconds in advance. So he stood there, he backdashed, he whiffed, he killed me. But after that game, everyone was like, all right, this kid, he's all right. So then that's how I met Dave, I met KG, I met everybody, and they were like, you know, what do you think of Street Fighter 4? I'm like, well, I don't like it. I like Third Strike. And 2011, if you weren't playing Street Fighter 4, it was like, well, tough shit. Like, you have to play this game because that's what everyone's playing. And then I think Dave had his laptop.
Is that still before you made the transition to ST?
So ST came a little bit after that. Oh. So I was talking to Dave, Alex, and KG. Dave had told me about how he bought too many Marvel vs. Capcom 3 Prima strategy guides. I'm like, sure, I'll buy one. And then KG said to me, I'll give you 9.5 game head start in the first to 10 in Super Turbo. You have to win 1 round. I'm like, no, that's okay. He's like, 1 round. All you have to do is win 1 round. Then you can pay for dinner. I'm like, no, that's okay. So I don't know. Like, we were playing casually. I was getting destroyed, but
it is KG.
Yeah, no, like he had that hustler mindset, which actually ended up helping me out a lot, pretty much as I got better. But OHN rolled around. I don't remember the exact timeline if we'd been kicked out of good games by that point.
What year?
9, so 2011.
Probably, yeah.
Okay, so then I guess what happened is GG's ran its course. We played Street Fighter 4 every week. There was setups for Marvel Vanilla, kind of. And the only other game people were playing were BlazBlue Vanilla, which I tried, and it was trash.
At
GG's.
At GG's.
This is pre-YSB. And I think at some point what happened... So I was like... I guess my gateway drug to TOing was like, man, I really don't like Street Fighter 4. I will literally help run anything else in order to not play this game.
I remember this conversation.
So Dave was really like one of the first people who I'd become friends with, and him and Kisso were running... Street Fighter 4 in the Red Room. Sorry, Super Turbo in the Red Room for OHN 9. And I'm like, yeah, I have a loud voice. Like, let me call names. So I helped out. I made winners semis that year. I had like no experience in ST at all. The people who beat me were... So, like, after the conversation with KG about the first to 10, KG sits down to play his winners semis match, looks to his right, sees me, laughs, proceeds to go from boxer to dictator and just like stomp the floor with me. It was just, like, he had this just disgusted look on his face, like, how the hell is this guy in winners semis? And then I lost a human bomb, which I'm still salty about to this day.
Oh shit,
Johnny got 4th that year. I think that might have been the year.
Did he play
one.
ST?
No, he played Ryu and got by on fundamentals.
Okay.
So I think Vlade might have won that year, and then it was like Dave, KG, Johnny, and I was tied for 5th. I'm like, yeah, this game's pretty cool, but then, you know.
Wait, did you always use Osai?
I played Osai from the beginning. Okay. I knew
that was your calling.
I saw it, and I saw people complaining, and a part of me just went, I want to do that to people. Yep. There's got to be something to it, but I want to do that to people.
Makes sense.
So then after that, YSB started, and for some reason, like, I got CC'd into the very, very, very first YSB chain, and I was so young. I was 18 years old, and I still didn't know about, like, reply all on emails. So I got kicked out of that, like, real quick. I was like, yeah, this kid's going to help. And then they're like, no, he's not. He can do something else. So YSB rolled around for a bit. And, like, this was at the time where Arcade Edition was popping, but we were playing Super on console.
Oh, yes.
And when I made the transition from, like, a Street Fighter 4 player to an everything player was when Yang beat me with Honda in Super Street Fighter 4. And I was so pissed off. Like, I have never been more pissed off in a fighting game in my life than losing to a down-back charge character in Super Street Fighter 4. I unplugged. Yang's laughing his ass off. He thought it was the funniest thing in the world. I unplug my stick, I turn around, and I see in the corner of my eye this beautiful, vibrant game. People are smiling and having a good time.
Was it Tekken?
No, it was not. And I walked over, I said, what's this game? And Dave said, it's King of Fighters 13. I'm like, I've never played a King of Fighters game before. I'm like, well, what do you like doing? I'm like, I like zoning. And Dave said, what if... No, King was later. It was like, what if you had a character, it was Kenso, with wreckers, fireballs, DP, and a command throw. And I said, that sounds busted. Like, who do you playing for? I said, Cam. He's like, what if you had a dive kick character that's plus 4 digits if you hit them on the top of their head?
Yuri?
I said, that sounds fun.
Yuri?
Yeah, it was Yuri.
Yeah.
And then we played that game. And that started my, like, after that, I played everything. Once I'd sort of broken away from Street Fighter 4 and there were other games to be played, I said, My passion is allowing other games to thrive. Because Street Fighter 4 players, like, the game's fine, you're all the worst. And I'll tell you why you're the worst. Because all you people ever did was complain about how much you hated the game. And you refused to move to anything else. If you'd said to me, I really like Street Fighter 4, Focus Attack is a great mechanic, everything's great, fine, no problem. But all the Street Fighter 4 kids ever did was complain. And it triggered me to the point where I'm like, I'm going to be the ambassador for literally every game. Like, I'm going to play everything else.
It's kind of like, same thing happened with SF5 as well. SF5 dropped, all SF5 players hated SF5. Yeah, they're like, what do you mean there's other fighting games we can play? But anyway,
SF5 players have even less excuse because 2015 everybody was playing every game.
Yeah.
Like, SF4 plays fine. You might, like, maybe you didn't want to play a game with like 5 people.
Yeah, it was harder.
SF5 plays no excuse.
Yeah, it was harder if you're an SF4 player to move away. But yeah, anyway.
So, like, for a good long time, I was sort of I played everything, and that's why I was never good at anything, and that's fine. I kind of got more involved with TOing sort of like out of necessity. Like, the first year I ran ST, the year after that I ran Street Fighter 4 brackets. The year after that I was head on COF, and it just sort of escalated out of control. So I became a TO out of necessity. Like, I always liked competing, I just really didn't like Street Fighter 4. And that was literally the passion that drove me to become a TO.
Street Fighter 4 made me a TO.
Oh my god, it was so bad. Like, I should say Street Fighter 4. Street Fighter 4 players made me a TO. Like, Street Fighter 4 is fine. It wasn't at the time. Like, Ultra is good. Anything before Ultra is a fucking bad game. I'm sorry.
Don't be. You should never apologize for the truth.
No. Like, Ultra's alright, but, you know. And so, yeah, like, at Good Games, there was stuff happening, like, I mean, we mentioned it last week, but Evil Ryu and Oni leaked out of Good Games because we had the boards and someone went, time exclusive, nah son, crank, and then, you know, that came out. So, yeah, my start was there, and then YSB rolled around. I don't know when I became, like, OHN stuff, but I feel like...
At least 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Maybe more.
Maybe the last Red Room year, I feel like. But anyway, I was always involved, and as sort of the old guard stepped down, like Spencer and Shane, you sort of...
I miss Shane.
Yeah, I miss them both. They did some good stuff. Like, YSB started because of them. I don't know how we got the hook up.
No, YSB started because of the guy, we don't mention his name.
Okay, we won't mention his name.
Well, yeah, well, he found the room.
Yeah.
And then we were like, hey, this room is kind of alright for, you know, the monthlies as well. And then, yeah, that's how it went,
So, yeah, like, you TO out of necessity, you see holes, you kind of step up. I became interested in streaming because we were, like, back when, you know, NLBC was popping or whatever it was before that, and Wednesday Night Fights, like, I dug that a lot, but I was an idiot, so, like, it took me forever to... Like, anybody who's watched this show knows how long it took us to get there. So, I helped Dave out with that, and then, I guess once the sort of changeover happened after last OHN... You know, like, it was just ridiculous to be able to stream an ST tournament for, like, 400 people and then be like, guys, Daigo's not coming. And they'd be like, whatever, let's hang out and chill anyway. And that was cool.
Yeah. Last OHN was actually pretty cool on the ST front. People were like, it's like, whatever, it's cool, it's fun.
It was a cool top 8.
We don't need Daigo, fuck him.
It was a really cool top 8. Like, watching Henry plow through everybody was just like, that was fun. And then there was just all sorts of cool stuff happening. But, yeah, like, last year's OHN, I felt... Like, you look at the photos, and I don't know where the photos are, but the OHN photos, there are bags under the bags, under our eyes. And,
TO life.
Oh, it was great. And that particularly struck a chord with me because at the start of Street Fighter 5, like, I was never under the, like, pretense of being competitive in anything before Street Fighter 5. Like, I'd gotten second to Dave in, like, whatever the fuck anime game we were playing that month. Persona Uniel, like, COF, I probably was up there for a bit. But Street Fighter 5, we had the launch tournament, and we're all standing outside. Like, the dojo guys were out the front.
You mean at Gamesman?
At Gamesman. So this was like a 64-man bracket or something.
It was pretty big.
It was big, it was casual, it was run on lagless TVs, but the names you would expect to be in top 8 were there.
Shang Tsung one?
Shang Tsung, KG, yeah.
Shang... He was definitely in top 8.
He was top 3.
Shang Tsung, KG, Yunus,
something like that.
Someone can fact check, but he didn't win.
All of those names we expect would be in the top 8. I remember I came outside, I said to him, like, yo, I want to be good. Like, can I train with you guys? And they're like, yeah, let's do it. So, that was when I made the like conscientious decision to be like I'm gonna go from TO to the TOP. Like this is my journey.
TOP. I like that because it was twofold.
It's pretty good.
It goes from TO to the top or TO to TO/player.
That's it. Well, that's what I wanted to do.
Smart. That was smart.
You know what happened the next YSB? I went 0-2.
I was gonna say.
So,
but that's how all great journeys start. You have to go 0-2 in your first try, otherwise, it's not a great story.
So up until OHN, it was a series of like going to dojo, getting bodied, playing too many games, and you among everybody else was saying like, because you were in the dojo chat at the time, like, you got to cut down.
Yeah.
You got to cut down. You're playing too many games.
Yeah.
So I did. And I played Street Fighter V basically exclusively up to OHN. OHN happened and we were all a mess. Like all TOs basically, like any TO that wins at a major, like fucking so much respect to you. Like I just remember the ST bracket is what stuck out to me as well. But even the SF5 pools, like we made our predictions and like I came out of that, I'm like, yeah, I can get out of this pool. Like I know how to beat these guys. But you sit down and you're just like, you're thinking about, people were yelling at me. Like I had the ST stream happening. I think Third Strike was running on it. I'm playing my pools match and people are screaming at me like, you need to come fix this. In my other ear, like, you have to come do commentary. And it was just a shit time.
It's really annoying. Like, for example, just like last YSB, no one went to commentate top 8. So I was commentating top 8 while running top 8 while updating the bracket.
Yeah.
Like, it's like...
it's a shit time.
Yeah.
And in that regard, OHN last year for me was a shit time. Like, OHN was great, but... every bracket I entered, like, just left a really bitter, except Virtua Fighter, but like you can't be bitter at Virtua Fighter.
No one can be bitter at Virtua Fighter.
But like STI underperformed, SF5 I underperformed, and I was just like I was pretty ragged. And like it wasn't to the point where it's like, no, I want to quit TOing, but it was like I'm 24 years old. I got time on my side here. Like I want to leave my mark. Like where do I want to go? Like I want to do well. So after OHN, we had our meeting. I said, like, no, I'm stepping down from TOing. Like, I'm not going to run brackets. Like, I'm going to contribute, but I'm going to step down. So that was how I sort of moved into the streaming role. Like, Ziggy had stepped down from the blog, so I was running all that stuff, and that's fine because the way I see it is on my own time, I'm happy to contribute to the scene, and I love that. But Dojo will tell you, anybody will tell you, like, my hands-on time with the games are super, super limited. So when I get to YSB, it's like I want to be playing every motherfucker I can be playing.
True.
So, I said, I'm not TOing. So, I still help coordinate YSB, I help stream, I run the blog. Like, I'm still involved.
Very much.
But I don't want to run, at least at this point in time, I didn't want to run brackets. And then, after that OHN, I won my first bracket. Surprise, surprise, I won Super Turbo after and that left a really like bad taste in my mouth because I beat Dave.
I was going to say, it was something got to do with Dave.
So what happened was, it was one of those months where it was like, okay, we're running ST, but it was an obligation thing. And Dave played like absolute dog shit. Like everything I won was like, okay, he missed that, blah, blah, blah. And it was like, he won, it was like, he shook my hands, like, yeah, whatever, congrats. And like, I felt nothing. And then at dinner, I think I was at dinner with like Vlade, Ziggy, and someone else. And they're like, you won a tournament, like you finally broken it, like why aren't you happy? I'm like, I only won a tournament because I was the least shit person in the room. And they're like, yeah, congratulations. You've literally described how tournaments work.
You can't be too hard on yourself.
No. And then after the second time, I'm like, yeah, no, okay. I guess I win tournaments now.
Yeah.
And that was fun.
It's always a good feeling.
And by that point, I was like cracking top 8s at YSB. Like I'd caused a couple upsets in Street Fighter V. But, you know, like that's still a grind. I've taken sets off pretty much everybody in that. Like I've beaten KG, I've beaten BK. I think like it's just Eunice and Xavier left, but like I'm in the conversation there, so I'm happy. And now that I'm going to Japan and I'm physically unable to do all these TO things, it's like, well, what am I gonna do with all this free time?
Well, what are you gonna do in Japan?
I'm gonna on the game front. Like I have 2 goals. Like I'm going to get Osaga hard banned in Japan. Like, that's how good my Osag is going to be. I'm going to go to Versus, and I'm going to upset so many people.
Damn.
That might, like, I'm going to get Osag hard banned.
Who's the best Osag in Japan?
A guy called, it's like Nishi or Noshi, and he's really good, but it's best of one. So no one cares. Like,
True.
That's just sort of what happens. But I'm gonna go to Versus and I'm gonna fucking break Super Turbo. And I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna win a major.
Oh shit!
I've always said this, and I feel like any Super Turbo player will agree with me. I'm one matchup away from winning a Super Turbo major, and it's the Boxer matchup. And 3 out of 5 top players in the country play Boxer.
KG, Gizzle,
and Toxie.
Yeah, I forgot about Toxie.
So I've got like set wins against literally every other player except the Boxer players because I don't understand that matchup.
Are you still gonna run OSEG?
I think so. I was playing KG after last YSB and I feel like it's winnable. It's just that we have an ST Discord. If you want to join, hit me up. But we were talking about it and Gizzle said, like, try it from the Boxer perspective. Like, understand what it feels like. And then I did, and that was a really good starting point. So add that to like, okay, I have ridiculous competition. I would say top Australian tier competition every day of the week. And I have that every day, 10 cents a game, tournaments twice a week, Fightcade, and then of course CFN. So Yuto, for those of you who don't know Yuto, he was a long time SF4 player, Japanese guy from Penrith, moved back to Japan. He added me to a line group of SF5 players, and they kind of like, there are a couple shit players in there, and they're like, yeah, whatever, he's white, he's probably crap. Some footage of mine went around in there, they're like, yeah, right. So there's Japan Cup coming up. There are the Esports Square offline parties. There's the Chocoblanca offline parties. I'm going to go in there. I'm going to put Dojo on the map.
Yes.
I'm going to go in there.
Cabra's going to be worldwide.
On the game front, I'm like, they are my 2 babies. They are the only games I care about at this stage in time. Like Persona, I might play a little bit because Arc Reverse coming. I'll dabble with VF, but otherwise, like, my game time is going to those 2 games. And I'm like KG even said it after we played the casuals at YSB. He's like, man, I hope you get so good that you come back and it's like,
rape Australia.
It's like a human bomb in the Street Fighter 4 era.
Yeah, he said that more than once. Yeah, definitely.
And I just that sounds so appealing to me.
It sounds, but you do know if you do go to Japan for a year and come back and bomb.
TO status. You heard it here first. Like
your option selection 12 months in advance.
No. Like this is I'm gonna be putting in like, I'm going to be streaming 4 or 5 nights a week. I mean, assuming work's alright. If I'm there for a year, if I'm there till next OHN and I'm not like a cut above, at least like not in the conversation for like the top tier in Australia, I'm going TO status. Like, if like you can live in Japan and you cannot get there, like that's it, son. Just go TO. Like, I'll go back and enter every game. I have a good time, but like, I don't know. Like, I feel it's not that hard to get good. It's just you gotta be disciplined.
You gotta have the right mindset.
And if you don't have any friends, it's real easy to be disciplined. So that's the plan.
So you're focusing on OSAG and ST.
Yes.
Are you sticking with Chun in SF5?
I think so. I'm gonna dick around with subs because I don't think the sim matchup is winnable.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Like, you need to learn subs anyway. I'm looking at Rashid because he's just so strong this season. And everybody, you kind of look at the players who are playing Rashid, like Gachikun, Moke.
Top 8 Eva.
Who did Gachikun play in SF4? Do you remember?
Suga.
And you can kind of see the comparisons. Like, hindsight's 2020, sure, but like, forward momentum on the ground, Tiger Knee, spinning mixer, like ridiculous zoning. His fireballs are stupid. And he destroys sim. So, like, Chun, MOV was inspiring, like, of course. Like, that
made top 8 last
ridiculous.
year, made top 8 this year. Only person.
And he wasn't doing anything specific. It was just like, I'm going to stand in this range, hit jab at the right time when you do a dash punch and get a counter hit confirm. It's like, hey, I can do that. That's all right. So I'm going to stick with Chun, partly because I'm lazy and don't want to learn another character, but partly because I think she could do it. Yeah,
she's good. She's not a bad character, but anyone... She's not... What's the term? Chun playable. She's
not Chun playable. Oh dear.
That's cool. That's cool. So we got the bit of a history. We got what's happening. So Japan, you're gonna be focusing on ST and SF5.
Yeah.
All right. So.
And Tinder.
That was kind of my next question. Like, besides being a hectic nerd in Japan, what else is on the agenda?
I want to get really good at darts because darts is really fun. So I'm gonna go to darts and play a lot of darts. I'm gonna get really good at Japanese. Like, one of the big things is that. So I guess one of the recent stories that have come out of the Sydney dojo was the big money match. Well, not money match. The set between me and Bug. Because
remember.
I feel like one of the big things and holding me back is like I have a really shit attitude towards like my own ability. So BK's roundabout way of dealing with that, and I'm gonna give him credit for this. I don't know if he actually did this. Was he started a first attempt between myself and Bug, where he went to Bug and said, "Yo, Jarop wants to money match you." Then he came to me and said, "Yo, Bug wants to money match you." And it's like, "I don't want to money match you." And he's like, "Yeah, like, do you want to play the set anyway?" And he was like, "Yeah." So then in the chat they're like, "Oh, sorry, but you're gonna like, oh, we're gonna put our money on Bug, blah blah blah." And I'm sitting there, I'm reading this chat, I'm thinking, well, there's literally nothing I can do about this. I'm going to lose to Bug. And then I sat there and I thought about it. I'm like, that is actually the dumbest thing that has ever come out of my mouth. Like, there is absolutely something I can do about it. It's called playing the fucking video game a lot. So I did.
What was the score?
It was 10-8. And it was close. I won. I won, but it was like...
I won, dude.
That was like a real mental block thing. Like, I'd won a tournament and it was like, alright, I can do this. Just fucking use your brain and play.
Was that season 1 or season 2?
It was season 2.
Season 2.
So Chun was shit.
Just so people know what's up. He was using Chun and Bug was using Fair Ibuki.
I made one top 8 with Chun in season 1, and I had literally the easiest bracket in the world.
What tournament?
OSP. I'd never made top 8 before then. It was only season 2 after I started like actually applying that it made a difference.
See?
And I don't know, like that sort of goes more into the real life stuff. Like living in Japan is going to be like, it's literally forcing me to speak another language, live on my own, and do all that sort of stuff. So like on the like real life side, like I want to get good at Japanese. Like I want to have more confidence to be able to do all sorts of other bullshit. So this is like a real deep end situation, knowing that like if it goes shit, I can just come home. So
that's a good plan B.
It's a good plan. And then Tinder's fun. Tinder in Japan's real fun. It's just like I'm white. Like what a novelty. It's just real fun. And then I don't know, I'll dick around until next OHA.
Are you gonna be there for EVA Japan?
If I have the funds, I'll come back. I think
you should come EVA Japan because everybody. I don't know what that means. XXX.
I don't know.
Bringing it back up.
If I have the funds, I'll stick around to EVA Japan.
So what other games are you looking forward to?
Nothing. I've got literally everything I need.
Really?
I mean, I like Under Night. If Persona...
No, that's coming out.
Yeah, like, no, as in, like, I don't have it yet because I'm trying to save for the move, but I'll play that because that game is super fun. But that's kind of it. I've kind of got everything I need. I mean, I like basically everything. There's not a fighting game I can look at and say, I don't like this. Like, the first game I won money on was Smash. So, like, I play everything, I like everything, but in terms of what fills the void. Yeah, I know I'm the Smash kid.
I just
everyone. Yeah, let's get it out.
It just makes me. I always giggle whenever you say that you won money on Smash. I'm like, I find that very funny.
Do you know that story?
Yeah, it was a doubles tournament.
It was a doubles tournament at YSB. My partner, I feel bad for the guy. He's like, he just came up to me. He's like, "Hey man, do you need a teammate? Like, I'm all right. Like, I want to go far. All I need you to do is just play." I'm like, "Yeah, cool." And this is when I was entering everything. So we got DQ'd to losers, and I felt really bad. So I'm like, okay.
Why did you guys get DQ'd to losers?
Because they called and I wasn't there.
Oh.
And I felt really bad. So we played super well, and then we got to third place, and it was a team of people who actually played the game.
Oh, okay.
And the guy, he whispers in my ear. I was playing Jigglypuff. It was Jigglypuff Falco. So Falco was like...
In what game? Melee?
In Melee, not 4. 4 wasn't out then. It was like glass cannon character that can be a little shit on the corner, and he's like, just stay alive, I got this. And so we did, and then like I contributed maybe twice, and we got second, and they were like genuinely the most devastated I've ever seen anybody in a tournament. And then I won $7.50.
It was came great. Home from uni as fast as possible.
Oh, Marty was upset he's missing the joke show.
I saw he liked my tweet, and then I'm like, Marty will get a kick because I know you and Marty are, bum chums.
I'm sure Marty will have all the hard-hitting questions.
Oh yeah, Marty, you got any questions? We're almost about to wrap it up.
Yeah, if anybody has any questions,
anyone in the chat has any questions for old mate Jarop, hit him up. Because anything else you want to add?
Well, all right. In terms of
in true Born Free fashion, anything you wish I asked you about that I didn't get a chance to ask you about?
Well, like we could talk about the history. This is probably for another episode, but we could talk about the history of how the consoles like fit in everything.
Oh yeah.
And how like Harada Senpai noticed me, and we're buddy with Core and all that sort of bullshit. But that's for another time. But basically, the whole like as just an aside, the way I met the consoles and the way that whole thing started was a guy at uni knew I played fighting games. and he really liked Smash. This was around the time of the documentary.
Julian?
No, not Julian. A mutual friend. This is how I met Julian. And this guy knew I played fighting games, and I had no interest in Smash. But I'm like, I have interest in beating people. So I used to cut class and play Smash with these guys just because I got a kick out of making them really upset. And then that's how I met Julian.
Evil.
Who then came to YSB because I met him through that, and then he was involved with the Sydney scene, which is how the melee scene got involved with YSB. I helped facilitate that, and then Julian came to YSB, and then we had a Porto, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm doing this video game band thing." I'm like, "Yeah, I play bass. Like, let's do it." And then at YSB, like the consoles. That was where that started.
I didn't know.
Yeah, Porto behind YSB. That's where that conversation was had.
Dude, that Porto's behind YSB is like the best.
Yeah.
Well, it's actually the worst because service there is always there's that fat Indonesian girl, and she seems like she has a problem with the world, like in everyone that walks in there. So she's like, worst service ever, but it's a Porto, so the food is muy caliente, so you can't hate on that. We got some spicy questions actually in the chat.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Right.
Let's go through
So, old mate Fire Rider asks, "What are you gonna do when you come back from Japan and you are dissatisfied with Australian ramen?"
I'm going to eat ramen and then tell you about how good it is in my country, and then you're all going to punch me in the face, and then I'll probably go back to normal.
That's actually what's gonna happen. Yeah, that's actually.
We all know how obnoxious I am. I'm just going to double down. And we'll be like, $20. This is my weekly. Yeah, anyway, and then I'll be fine.
All right.
Ichiban is a good place.
Ziggy Oz. So which came first, finding GGs or finding Oz Hado?
That's a good question. So I found the forums in 2009. Probably through the same people, because I was playing. People were on Fightcade, so names like Shah, like OGs will remember Shah. He was an old school Third Strike player, and there were a lot of Aussies popping back then. Fightcade was
Shah is Thai, yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Shah is Thai. Yeah.
And this wasn't like you go to Discord. All right, let's go hop on Fightcade. This was like I'm home from school. You hop on Fightcade. Everybody's there, and I was on SRK at the time asking really, really stupid questions like. I was playing Makoto in Third Strike, which is...
She's awesome.
She's like the antithesis of the characters I play now.
Yeah, I know.
But she beats Akuma 6-4, but Tatsus with Akuma are like a scrub killer move. So I was going on the OH forums, I was going on the Shen videos, I was going on SRK like... Yes, I believe this matchup is in Akuma's favor. By the way, I'm literally 16. Could somebody please assist me? So I was doing that on the forums for a while. Like, I was literally that guy who was like, should I play pad or stick? Like, I was that idiot.
Hey, these aren't idiot questions. These people don't know yet.
Yeah, no. Like, go, if you want to go cyberbully me, go to the forums if they're still up. I think they're read-only. And just go back and look through my history of, like, posts before I was TOing. They're just some of the dumbest shit. Anyway, so I found OH first, and then found GGs when I was heading to uni-ish.
Marty Ken wants to ask, when are you guys gonna have?
We're gonna have our first attend at OHN, no questions. Even if it's at the after party, get a Brook UFB. We'll stream it. We'll do our US. Maybe we'll have our ST first attend. I guarantee we'll have our Ultra Street Fighter 2 first attend.
Well, he also when are we gonna do SF2? Stop dodging my Sagat.
We'll do it this week.
GGPO, not Fightcade.
Sorry, GGPO.
Shah
Fightcade doesn't exist. Pad versus stick isn't a bad question. Yeah, but you know, it's like the generic.
Oh shit, we got New Zealand in the house.
Yeah, what up, Ghost?
Oh, what up, Ghost Chips?
The sponsored man himself.
I know. Has Ghost Chips hit puberty yet? What is he like? 12?
He's a good bison. I used to play him online all the time when I had time to play video games.
Yeah, respect to Ghost Chips. Man, I remember when I was in New Zealand last year, everyone's like, yo, we got this 14-year-old bison kid. And then I'm like, who? And then Ghost Chips, I'm like, he looks like he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. And then you know, I see him play, I'm like, alright, New Zealand, I see you. So, yeah.
People want stories, so I'll give them stories. Let me give you a story of my first money match ever. I'll tell you guys the origin of the story.
The show barely started. Just give a few more old FGC stories that Jarop remembers.
Do you guys want to hear the origin of the story, Jerp? So we've gone over...
Jerp's it.
We've gone over the origin of the story of Jarop. We've gone over Gamera. Let's talk about Jerp.
Let's go Jerp.
So, back when I was traveling... Old school, Marvel. Okay. So, oh god.
Out of all games.
Even before the Jerp story, let's talk about like how I built a resilience, like how I built up... Because I was like a feeble kid, right? Like, I went to GG's. I didn't talk to anybody until people spoke to me. Like, if I hadn't made an impression when I played George, I don't think I would have left that day. I would have come back, but I wouldn't have spoken to anybody.
It's funny that you say that because remember last week when I was telling my story?
Yeah.
Like I didn't really know many people in the Tekken scene, and it wasn't until I did, I had my hectic run in the 2v2 tournament, and I beat a couple Korean guys that people were like, all right, we see you, homie, we see you. You want to go get some pizza with us? So yeah, I feel like you kind of have to earn your stripes in a way.
No, you do.
You can't.
Well, you definitely did back then. It was a different time.
Yeah, it was different.
We talked about like the Sydney versus Melbourne rivalry and how like just bitter it was. But yeah, so let's talk about Marvel. Marvel 3, I had no interest in Marvel. Like, I talk about, I played everything. Legit, I watched Marvel 2, I didn't understand it. Marvel 3, that game was so like instrumental to like me getting a backbone. So ABM.
Oh yeah.
And, like the ABM crew.
For those who don't know what ABM stands for, it stands for all about money, and it is a syndicate group formed by none other than Monsieur Kunal Grover,
and his band of e-thugs,
KG, and his band of hoodlums.
And let's just say that
notable members are Brisbane's favourite bicycle, Ace. And
none of these names mean anything to anybody under the age of like
Singapore's
21.
greatest export, Mocha.
And then who was that other? Who was the other Singapore guy? What was his name?
Not Singapore, Philo.
Mon.
Yeah.
And then of course Cody.
Oh,
Cody
old man
and
himself.
Yang. Yeah. So the way this story goes is that Cody and Yang used to hold meets. So Cody lives in like. He used to live really far away.
He became full RC.
Right. So he used to live like an hour and a half north.
No. He used to live after Blacktown, near Quakers Hill.
Yeah,
somewhere around there.
We would drive a long time to go play Marvel. And
I would even drive.
Let's just say like the guys were always very welcoming, but they were also very blunt. So there would be a lot of like... the story I always come back to is Yang used to host meets. KG and I sat in Yang's spare room playing games in silence for 100 games. We played a first to 100. The score was 105. KG beat me with two mix-ups. It was an unblockable with Wesker and like a Kuma or something, and like some left-right thing, which was literally the most like seeable thing in the world. KG beat me so many games in a row. At one point, like he put the stick down, like he's playing dead silent, like literally 2.5 hours, 3 hours. Puts the stick down, goes, and I'm paraphrasing. He said, "Is there something wrong with you? Can you see what's going on here? Like, do you understand like the problem we're running into here?" And I was so taken aback. I was like, "What does he mean?" And then we played another 20 games. I'm like, it's almost as if he's operating in patterns that I can maybe exploit at one point in the future. But I was so taken because it was like, sticks here. Look, what's going on? Like, what's wrong with you?
That's how KG teaches.
Tough love.
Tough love.
And this was a different time, and I'm so glad that like tough love is not the only way to learn, because I'm guessing it scared a lot of people off.
Oh, 100%.
But tough love.
If you do that to players these days, oh my days, like they're so fragile and brittle. Like they don't legit. If these players entered the scene 10 years ago, I think anywhere between 70 to 80% would not be around. Because if arcade mentality and like just atmosphere, not mentality, just atmosphere. That shit was fucking brutal, dude.
It's
like,
not okay.
It's funny. Like, it's not actually funny. It's depressing. Like, I used to go to this arcade in Parramatta. I'm like, I sure hope there's not gonna be a stabbing when I'm going to the arcade today. Like that. These are things you would think about.
But ABM was never gonna stab me. They were never gonna stab me. That's fine.
Not physically. They would stab you mentally.
Oh, they mentally stabbed me many times. But thankfully for me, it helped me build an iron will. And then around the early YSB days, it was Ultimate at the time. And for whatever reason, it was probably some sort of bullshit on IRC, because that's all we did back then. Everyone was at uni, we just bullshitted on IRC. They were like, you should money match Gangster in Ultimate. And I'm like, what? They're like, yeah, no, let's make it happen. And then a YSB, yeah, Henry versus Jonno, yeah.
Everyone was listening to this shit.
Fuck, what's going on? What is happening? So then Prince, which is another name that not many people probably remember.
Oh, Prince, Ultimate Hipster.
But these guys were like, if you think of like East Coast Marvel 2, these guys wanted to be that so bad with the screaming and the carrying on. So that was my first ever money match. And I was nervous as shit. Like, I was physically shaking because there was like people yelling in my ear. I won 5-3, but the thing that stuck out to that set was... So the way the Jerp came about is that we're doing the most basic Virgil loops. And every time I dropped it, Prince would be like, yeah, no, Jerp set. That's a Jerp set. Because the money match was Henry versus Jonno, Herp versus Jerp. So then Jerp set came about as a result of like me dropping a whole bunch of combos, which didn't end up mattering. And then forever known because I was shit at everything and I just picked scrubby characters.
No, you picked a good team. It was Zero doing Virgil.
No. It was Zero Virgil Magneto.
That was the team.
That was the team. That was before that all got figured out. Because the whole game plan back then was like light, medium...
Magneto?
It was light, medium, heavy, call, assist, teleport.
Nice.
This is how early Ultimate we're talking about.
Nice.
So that left an impact on me. But then, yeah, like, I got good much, much later, but that really, like, hardened me up. And, because after that point, it was like, oh, I'm going to, like, before then, it was like, oh, I can pick low tiers, and we're going to have a good time, and I'm going to pioneer, I'm going to be Remy in Third Strike, I'm going to play Jill, and they're like,
no.
Look, do you want to win, or do you want to play this character?
Do you want to have fun?
Yeah. And it was after that mentality of, like, okay, well, I'm not playing enough, I'm picking the right characters, but I need to play more. And that was when I transitioned from like, I'm going to play low tier and everything, now I'm going to play top tier and everything. So yeah, that's where the origin of Jerk came from.
What's the Joy-Con meta, left or right band? I don't know if he's joking or not.
Oh, the Joy-Con meta is because no one has sticks for switches, but UFBs, Brook Universal Boards.
I don't care. Is Jared ever going to play Exide again?
No, I'm never going to play Exide again.
Oh, Jared, is that you?
I guess I'm Jared. Jared from Subway.
For some reason, Gamora always makes me think of a Japanese monster
name.
Gamora,
is it Gamora or Gamura, the turtle. The big turtle from Godzilla is similar to my last name.
Gamora. Would have guessed that was KG. No.
I'm never coming back to Guilty Gear because there are too many games, and I like Kai, but I don't like. Yeah, my priorities are elsewhere.
Kai
is a simple zoning character.
In what game?
In Guilty Gear.
Kai?
With the swords.
Oh, Kai!
Yeah.
No, wait.
The blonde fuckwit.
Kai
Kizzy.
Isn't it Sin?
No, that's the stick man.
Oh, Kai with the sword.
Yeah.
Electrical sword.
Yeah.
Electricity.
And
okay.
I played him because he was simple and fundamentals based. So yeah, and then I played Jin in BlazBlue. I don't think I've gone back to either of those games.
Jerp Williams, yeah,
we know my hair's going, it's fine.
I think your hair is a topic almost every IDEP. Can you forgo the Charlie Chaplin haircut?
Eventually.
You know,
nature will demand that I forgo.
Because you're 24, but you look like you're 43.
That's alright.
You know what I mean? It's just like you gotta look the part. You can't get on the Tinder game looking like a 43-year-old.
Someone said
trying to lure all these 18-year-olds innocent Japanese girls.
I was out with a friend last night, and I just had the most plain sweater on, and he goes, "You look like you read books." I'm like, is that an insult? Like, what?
Was it KG?
It was not KG.
Probably KG would insult like that. Go read a book.
You look like you read books.
Kai Kiske, that's who Dave plays. Alright.
That's who Dave plays. Dave doesn't play... Oh, wait,
Guilty?
No. Optimus Dave, I'm assuming.
Okay.
It's New Zealand
yeah. Ghost Chips. Alright.
I don't have any other good stories. Like OHN, I want to win one. That'd be nice.
For ST?
Yeah, I want to win one for ST because I want to join
the
that
whole
pantheon of players.
So who has won ST?
Well, Ziggy won HDR, so that counts. Dave, Vlade, KG,
Gizzle.
Gizzle. I don't think Gizzle's. Maybe he won back in the olden days. In my time, no. Toxie never won. Toxie won the BAMs that people went at, but.
Oh shit!
I think he's entry level.
Are these shots?
He's not shots.
That was the quickest head shake that I've ever seen.
Toxie would beat me, but because those guys were playing on GGPO enough, they've had the experience to figure out the boxer matchup. Whereas Toxie knows what he's doing. Like he picks boxer, he does boxer things. If it doesn't work out, whatever.
He's a smart man.
He's a smart guy.
I respect his hustle.
No, he's good.
I like the cut of his jib.
So I don't know what happened before my time, but in my time it was Vlade, Ziggy, Dave, KG, and then Gizzle 1 Bam. And 002, of course.
Has he... What? Oh, yeah. What happened? He's from what? Northern Territory
He's
or
from
something?
Bundy. He's full-time family man. The last time we saw him was a Button Smash. The year we went to Button Smash.
Oh, yeah.
And he won that pretty convincingly.
Who does he use?
Geef. He won it with, I'm pretty sure, solo Geef, but like this was when everyone outside of Dave was still shit. So the grand finals was like Faye Geef or Cammy Geef or something stupid. I think he won anyway. I'm pretty sure he won. And then like me and Henry got scrubbed out by like Tyrone's Claw or something. So this was like that era of like SF.
I miss Tyrone in the scene. He's so cool. Yeah, Brisbane had some cool. Tyrone's one of the coolest cats ever. So with that, maybe he'll come back with Infinite. He really wanted Jeddah. I remember when I was in Brisbane earlier in the year and we were talking. He said a few characters that he really wanted back, and Jeddah was one of them. So I don't know. We'll see. He's there. He definitely knows what's up.
So I don't know. Third Strike was a gateway drug, and I've kind of gone back to it now that I play Yang. Like that's my thing now. I've come so full circle. It's just like pick the simple shit.
Yeah,
just
get
by on fundamentals, and you'll have a good time.
Yang is good.
He's top 6, and I mean top 6, and not a place higher.
All right, maybe
Aura's up there.
So Aura's not there. Like, Aura is always weak to play.
Aura's top 4 because they figured him out. People are so good at Third Strike, he's no longer the theoretical top tier, he's just top tier.
Oh, he is top tier now.
I believe that's the case. Someone in the chat can correct me. Any other content ideas prepared for when you're gone aside from streams? So, yes. That's a really good point. I'm glad DavGod brought that up.
Who's DavGod? He always asks good stuff.
VF player.
From?
Sydney.
Does he come out?
I think he does.
What's his handle?
DavGod. DavGod is DavGod.
It's not Andre?
No, Andre's something else. Andre doesn't live in Sydney anymore. DavGod is David.
Well, how come I don't know?
Just go introduce yourself. DavGod, introduce yourself to Youssef at next YSB.
Yeah, you better, fool. Anyway.
Content ideas. So outside of streaming, which I'll be doing on this channel and the consoles channel, I want to be doing... Look, I'm pretty dumb, right? Like, I'm still a child in a lot of ways. So I feel like we can exploit that and turn it into content. Like, for example, the tweet I put out in regards to this episode was, ask me anything except how to do laundry.
I know how to do laundry.
I don't know how to do laundry.
You want to know who told me how to do laundry?
Your mother?
Actually, you're going to get a kick out of this. It was actually last year when I went up to Brisbane and I stayed for like 2 weeks. And I'm like, I can't pack 2 weeks worth of clothes. So I just packed a little bit of clothes and obviously I had to do laundry. And then Kim taught me how to do laundry.
Damn.
So shout outs to Kim for teaching the boy how to do laundry. So yeah.
So youtube.com/Gamera. I'm going to do a lot of that. But I guess we'll sort of find out when I get there. Like, Gaijin in Japan is probably the 3rd most popular thing on the internet after, like, Minecraft Let's Plays and makeup tutorials. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll just do stuff relevant to, like, people who know me.
So, DavGod goes, Youssef, intro me in YSB, beat me silly in Marvel 3.
I think he means hook up and then go play Marvel.
I love Marvel.
IDEP in Japan, yes, we're going to trial it. We keep saying it. The second I have a place, we're going to do IDEP on Skype. If it's shit, we stop it until I get back. I don't think it'll be shit. I think it'll just be different.
Someone asked me today, are you looking for... No, they weren't suggesting themselves because it was John from Brisbane. It's like, are you looking for other partners for IDEP or what's the deal? I'm like, at the moment, no, because we really want to trial Skype with Jonno in Japan. So.
And if you want to do it locally, you probably should have learned to stream before I left.
I ain't doing shit.
That's good. That's
what everybody knows. Like, my knowledge of how to turn a computer is super basic. So
I was getting abused on the Ozhado Twitch channel because I was commentating SF at YSB, and some guy was like, "Hey, you're really good at commentating and podcasting, but thanks for leaving, you dickhead." I'm like, thanks, man. That's real nice of you. I think.
Tough love.
That's good. Yeah,
tough love.
Maybe it's probably like Mocha from Singapore. Just like, I remember this idiot.
Miss Mocha.
Another random story. Do you remember that time that... So the ABM crew were all about Marvel. Do you remember a certain non-Marvel player who OCV'd them in a team tournament?
Hold on. A non-Marvel player who OC beat them in a team tournament. The ABM crew.
I'll give you a clue. It rhymes with stupid bomb.
What?
He picked Tagger assist and he
Oh,
bodied...
in vanilla.
Yeah, it would have been vanilla actually. And he bodied everybody.
Remember when KG was bopping everyone in vanilla with his Hulk Wesker Haggerty?
I'm fully aware.
I'm
fully aware.
Yeah.
Oh my god, they were
Stan
good
H.
days. They were
If
different
Born
days.
Free and Velociraptor can do ongoing Skype shows, then I'm sure you guys can. Alright.
One other thing I'd like to do is that I already have the intro with a lot of good Japanese players. Let's talk to those fellas.
Yeah, I'm down.
We'll do some extra content.
We can maybe get Yuta as a translator.
Yeah, he's a good translator too.
I mean, he speaks both languages, so.
And then outside of content, Choco, like the Shinobism streams, they have the offline parties. They really want English commentators. And Yuto, so all the announcements that Choco's been putting up about the Japan Cup, Yuto's been translating. And Yuto comes to us for some reason for commentary advice.
Yeah, we mentioned he came to me the other time, and I'm sure he would have asked you.
Remember the KG money match at OHN that went overtime had to be inside a hotel room or something? Yes, we remember.
Why, yes, I do. In fact, we have 2 episodes about that.
Yes, that was one of the defining moments in Australian FGC.
What a time to be alive.
That was a great time.
I feel like that was the last point where the Sydney-Melbourne rivalry, it got a lot less toxic after that. Everyone got it out of their system.
Yeah, it's like everyone went full overboard, laid it on the line, and then after it happened, we were like, okay, now what? You know what I mean? And it's funny because when KG beat Toxie, it just feels good saying it, right? When KG beat Toxie, do you remember what KG actually said? Like,
it's not about the hate, it's about the hype.
Exactly. So it's not about the hate.
And then he went and put in his signature, like, all the money he made from Melbourne and stay free Melbourne. So yeah, no, he clearly meant that.
But it's hype, right?
No, 100%. That's funny.
So it's good times. I mean, we got some, speaking of, just Melbourne versus Sydney in the grand scheme of things, we have a Melbourne versus Adelaide money match coming up at OHN. Roth versus Jam Dookie. That's a lot of people interested in that. We also have another call out for the other Jam player, the Tekken player, name by name, a player by the name of Aiken. He wanted to.
Okay.
He's good. He made top 8 at BAM. He's made the top 8 at OHNs before. He's a really good player. Made a call out to Jackie. He wanted to money match him at OHN. So that's also happening. I mean, it's still happening. I mean, it's not as big as it used to be, but these people still want to prove that, hey, I'm from this state and this is the best state. So don't
ask me about what's happening on mainstream. Like, tell me what you'd like to be on mainstream. A lot of OHN stuff is going to be put on hold until I get to Tokyo. So I'm still trying to schedule the Friday night stuff, and I will be in talks with Youssef, Ziggy, Henry, and everybody else to see what we get on the main stage. But if you have any suggestions, tweet at us and let us know.
Yo, Marty fully exposing KG. He saw that off Duck Doe and Sanford.
Why am I not surprised?
Good work, Marty. This is why we keep you around.
Keeping him honest. The biggest KG fanboy, keeping KG honest.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna get spanked tonight.
Yeah,
100%. Well,
let's leave it for a couple minutes to ask questions. We'll just shoot this shit a bit. I don't know. Like, when I get to Japan, I'm totally gonna do some IRL streaming. I'm gonna be that guy.
Show us around. When you get, where are you staying?
So I'll be staying in South Shibuya to start off with, and then those of you who know the consoles, Dean. He lives near Nakano, Nakano Broadway, Koenji out that way.
I don't know. I only heard of Koenji.
Well, Nakano Broadway is this. A lot of games get based off it. It's just like Weeaboo heaven, and it's got a really homey feel to it. It doesn't feel like it's inside Tokyo, and he lives there because the rent's not too expensive.
You're moving there.
I'm gonna live within biking distance of him, so we can start pumping out content.
Oh, nice.
So, outside of FGC stuff, we're gonna get into music production, streaming. Gigs is going to be happening. We've got ideas, but we need to be within close proximity of each other. So I'm going to try and live pretty close to him. I got 2 weeks in the Airbnb. I'm just going to get internet and do OHN shit for a little while, and then it'll just be hanging out, having a good time.
That's sick, man.
And then I don't know if we mentioned it in the show, but there are two big fighting game tournaments happening within my first month of arriving.
X-Mania.
Both for my two main games, X-Mania 3-on-3 Super Turbo Tournament and Japan Cup, which is a Street Fighter V Premier event.
Wait, who you're entering X-Mania with? Is it you, Gizzle, and someone?
No, Gizzle's not going. So Gizzle asked his friends in Japan, like, does anybody need a team? But Matsun, the famous Ken player who runs it, I believe, I've tweeted at him, he hasn't got back to me because my Japanese is probably shit, but I think there's a way you can enter as a single and it will either put you in a team or you enter as a single, but I think it puts you in a team. Whatever. If I have to enter as a single, I'll just make top 8 as a single. It's fine.
Oh, yo!
It's fine. Like, I've been to Japan. I keep saying it.
Yo.
Australian ST is really, really good because we play borderline broken characters.
I respect the hustle. I respect that.
I'm all about playing the good characters. All about it.
Yeah.
All up in the hizay. I probably get through so much water every time we do IDEP.
That's how we got to do it. So, I don't know. We'll probably wrap it up soon. But this sucks because it's our last ever. Well, not last ever. It's literally not going to be our last ever. Youssef and I are going to be together for OHN. We'll probably do a pre and post show for OHN depending on how busy Youssef is.
I'm going to see, I forgot his name. He's that stand-up comedian, The Machine. Have you seen him?
No.
Oh yeah, he's coming to Sydney on Wednesday, before OHN.
Okay.
I'm going to see him 14 or 13. I don't know. Anyway, it's like the Wednesday or the Thursday. So if it's the Thursday, I think it's the Wednesday. I think
we'll
13.
figure it out. We'll
So if we can do it on a Thursday, it'll be cool because
and then we'll definitely do a post IDEP.
We'll do a post IDEP.
IDEP.
But like it'll be like also on a Thursday so we can like recover and shit. Are you gonna be staying?
I think I fly the Friday. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
You can do Thursday.
But that'll be happening.
You don't want to see your family, right?
No.
This guy with the AXA, what is he saying?
He's having a good time. He's saying Anime Expo over and over again.
Oh,
and then of course, I don't know. And then there'll be one for Evo Japan. So it's not like IDEP is not going away. IDEP is just, it's blooming into a beautiful sakura blossom with really hairy legs.
Are you referring to yours or mine?
I don't know. Should we compare
Both.
Should we compare it? No, we shouldn't.
We shouldn't leave the final stream with us comparing hairy Lebanese legs.
No.
Um,
But I don't know. That's it.
think-
I'm gonna win a tournament one day, and you're gonna be proud.
I'm already proud. I am.
I'm not satisfied.
Well, you should never be satisfied. Goes without saying.
Maybe.
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe.
That's how it is. That's how it is. Well, are we calling it?
I think we're gonna call it.
Dejan asked me to give you a hug,
Are we gonna do
and
it?
I told him I'm gonna. That was always the plan. So
Okay.
All the best.
Oh,
It's been good.
I'm literally singing.
It's all
tomorrow
good.
night.
I'm
Oh!
seeing you tomorrow.
Let's say that. If you're in Sydney, you want to come hang out, we're going to be at Arasons at Chinatown tomorrow night from 8 p.m.
Yes.
So if you want to come hang out, do that. Otherwise, I'll see you all at OHN.
If you like fried chicken and alcohol, you should definitely come.
I like one of those things. Come along and find out which one.
See you tomorrow at 8. Otherwise, see you at OHN. Otherwise, if I don't see you either, try to be a better person. Because, you didn't come to this festival and you didn't come OHN.
But you know where they can find you. We're going to do the rigmarole. You know where they can find you if
true.
you're not at either of these things. You can go to twitch.tv/GAMRAH, Gamra, every second. Well, not every second. When I get internet in Tokyo, we will have an episode once again.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, you can go relive those beautiful shit show memories at youtube.com/Gamra and on iTunes and other podcast services before we did the video shows. You can follow myself on Twitter at Gamra and then Youssef at jam_fade, FAYD.
Also follow Jam Gaming at Jam Gaming AU. Follow the Jam FGC boys.
Follow Ozhado at Ozhado on everything.
Ozhado on Ozhado everything.
I don't know.
You know the deal.
You know the deal.
Just do it.
Otherwise, it's been fun. It's not like IDEP, I don't feel sad because this is like a break.
Nah.
IDEP is not going anywhere.
You shouldn't. We're here to stay.
We're here to stay, unfortunately. But in the meantime, I'm going to go eat chicken, get on the plane. Youssef's going to eat chicken, not get on a plane.
Yeah.
So we'll call it an episode and we'll see you guys whenever the future tells us we will.
Exactly. Amen.
Bye.